Let's talk about Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Faeries by Heather Fawcett. I read this in 2 days at the beginning of this week. It was really fun. I would give it 4.5 stars. There were some parts I didn't love, but most of it was very fun and enjoyable. I heard about this book from Booksandlala. Basically, it's a fantasy novel about fairies, where we have Emily Wilde, who is supposedly unlikable, or not unlikable, but not very sociable. We also have Wendell Bumblebee. I'm going to try to keep this pretty spoiler-free. There is some light romance, some light academia also. The characters are quite nice, even the ones that are supposed to be unlikable or have unlikable traits. You actually come to love them. It's not that deep, but it's very entertaining. I'm not used to reading about fairies, so all of this was quite new to me. I think I would be interested to read the second book, which is coming out this year, or maybe it has already come out. But honestly, I am satisfied with the ending of this book. I don't need any more necessarily from it. I was curious what other people thought, the ones that didn't finish it. So I guess you should be mindful that some people thought it dragged a bit, or that it was boring, or that the main character was unlikable, and they were not satisfied by the ending. That's what I got from the bad reviews. I disagree with all of them. Of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Not everybody is gonna like the same thing. That's fine. To me, it did not seem like it dragged and like nothing happened, because it seemed like a lot of stuff was happening. A lot of stuff was being revealed, there were always questions left unanswered, which did eventually get answered. I understand that some people found Emily unlikable, which is surprising to me because we see things from her point of view and I understood her. But maybe it's just because I related more than other people did. It's also a funny book, I have to mention. I did laugh out loud at a mention of a woolen rat at some point. So look forward to that. That was amazing. It was a chaotic scene and I was grinning from ear to ear throughout. And at the climax, I just laughed out loud, which is rare for me while reading books. So an example of a quite funny line, in my opinion. Once I had finished the bread, good, tasting of smoke. As well as the cheese, also good, also tasting of smoke. It does not take itself too seriously. The romance is cute, I get it, even though I don't really like Emily's romantic interest. I find it adorable in some ways. He's so sweet to her. It's an interesting dynamic. Another thing you should keep in mind, something that surprised me, of course it's called Encyclopedia of Faeries, so I should have expected it maybe, but the fairy stuff went way farther than I thought it would. I didn't expect Emily to get enveloped into the whole fairy tale of it. I expected her to just see things and document them. But it gets a bit outlandish. I loved one of the minor fairy characters. I also love that there's a dog. At one point, I even thought to myself, hell, this is the perfect rom-com. I am a lover of rom-coms in the form of movies, and this felt like the perfect one, mixed in with a lot of fairy stuff, excellent stuff. Honestly, the whole world seems incredibly believable. It feels real, although you wouldn't think that. I feel like I would like to try to give offerings in forests to see if any fairies want them. That's how much the story drew me into its world. A beautiful quote that I saved: if you do not admit kindness from others, you cannot be surprised when they fail to offer any. There are also some fairy tales included, folk tales, whatever you want to call them. They are literally fairy tales, and they are very nice. I don't know if they're based on real ones. They might be. Also, everything happens in an Icelandic sort of location, so everything is supposed to be cold and icy. And yes, there is a character that is so cute. So cute. The chapters are mostly structured as journal entries from her field notes for her encyclopedia. Surprisingly, not all of them are from the main character. That's a little hint for you about what might happen. And I have to say, I liked her love interest up to a point, after which I thought he was kind of insufferable. It's not perfect, but it's great. That's why I'm giving it a 4.5. So if all of that sounds appealing to you, I recommend reading it. Give it a shot.